So I want to share a story with you that kind of, as I was getting ready to do this presentation, I didn't know what I wanted to say at the end of this. But after hearing Simon talk, it crystallized in my mind what I wanted to share. So my father worked in a paper mill for most of his life. He was a guy that went in, started in the late 50s, got a job there, worked there until like 86 when he was injured on the job, and he was unable to work again in the paper mill. So in the span of a year, this person, his whole entire purpose in life was gone. No longer worked for the company he worked his whole life for. He liked what he did. He enjoyed that. For about 2 years, he was in limbo. And when you lose your purpose in life, something happens to you. Something's just different. There's a passion that's gone. That energy's gone. And my father is kind of high-strung, kind of like me a little bit. So to watch that happen to a person is kind of strange. So I decided I was going to jump in and help. And at this point, I'm still a young whippersnapper. I don't have a lot of knowledge or worldly knowledge. I wasn't thinking about the why. I wasn't thinking of leadership. I wasn't thinking of any of that stuff. I just wanted to help. So I sat down with my family, and I helped them to create a new business. And so we were looking at a lot of different avenues. We looked at restaurants and convenience stores and a whole bunch of other things to create in the state of Maine that would be successful. Well, Maine was going through a green revitalization. They're trying to become more eco-friendly. And so they put a lot of things in for recycling and curbside, the way landfills worked, all those kind of things. So we designed a business that was a waste removal, curbside pickup service, recycling service. And we started that business in 1988. Well, immediately, my father had purpose now. And he got excited about doing this work and enjoyed it. And this work kind of sucks, kind of work. You're riding on a truck, you're jumping out of the truck, winter, summer, spring, fall, doesn't matter what the temperature is, grabbing bags of trash and throwing it in the back of a truck, getting back, sorting it out, taking the recyclables, putting them here, taking the trash down to the landfills and handling that properly. It's a sucky job. And I was trying to convince my father, this is a good business, but you shouldn't be doing this. But I couldn't convince him to stop doing that. And so one day, I got to that point of not adolescent frustration, but child frustration with your parent. If any of you guys have ever been there, your parents all of a sudden become very old, and they become childlike when they become old. I hit the pinnacle of that frustration. It's like, why are you doing this? And he basically said, why don't you come with me? And what was different about this whole experience was the fact he wasn't picking up trash. He had made friends with every single person on this route. And so we get to this one route, and I meet this woman. She's probably in her, I would say, late 40s. And she's struggling to bring her trash out from the house to the curb. So, of course, I get out of the truck. My father gets out of the truck. We go help her. She starts talking to me about my father. Now, my father and I don't always have the best relationships. And so I'm sitting there listening to this woman talk, and she says, oh, I got to tell you about your father. He's an absolute peach. We love him. And I said, oh, really? And she says, yeah. She says, my mother used to live in this house. And she died at the age of 92. And she looked forward for one day a week, every Tuesday, your father would come to our house, and he would spend time with her. Then she tells me a story, and I'm not a sap, but I almost lost it. Sitting there talking about one day, she struggled to bring a box of books out. And she's talking to my father about she had to get rid of these books because she could no longer see. The print was too small. Now, my father deals with a lot of rubbish going through. He sees a lot of books. So he starts picking out all the large print books. So every week, part of his journey there was to bring a book to her, a new large print book. And I sat there at that point in time, and I said, you're doing a good thing. So when I think about it, why do we do events like this? Why do we do an event like this? We didn't sell you anything. It wasn't a sales pitch. People come to events like this, and they hard sell you the entire 8 hours that you're here. We want to help you become better. We believe that IT and the fusion of IT and business is an essential element for us to be successful. Every one of us in this room want to do IT right. At the end of the day, we want to do it right. We want to do it perfect. We want to have an impact. And we believe the way to do that is to fuse business with the technology. And we believe we understand how to do that, and we can help you become better at doing that. So as you leave here, I want you to think about our purpose is to help you. That's why I do this. This is why for 23 years, I love coming into work every single day. I have the ability to help each and every one of you do your jobs better, have more impact, to become more relevant, to be more strategic, and to make your positions, your organizations legitimate. So when I do that, the thanks I want to give is not to my team here necessarily first. They did a great job putting this event together. It's not to our sponsors who actually made this event even possible, but it's to the people in this room. The concepts and ideas that we're talking about today, we didn't make up in a vacuum. I spent time with Susan at our CAB meetings. We interviewed Susan. We interviewed other people in this room. That collaborative effort helped us to see how to do IT better. We understood the challenges that you had. So the first round of applause I want to go out today is to you that are sitting in this chair here that have helped us become a great organization over the years and helped us help you even more. So a round of applause for yourselves. Thank you very much. And as Simon says, the other thing that I'm very thankful for today is the fact you chose to take time out of your busy schedules to be here with us. That's a choice you made. You didn't have to be here. We invited a lot of people, a lot of prospects that don't know Atron. They didn't show up, right? They didn't make that choice to be here. You chose to be here because you want to do your jobs better. You want to be more connected. You want to learn more so you can take it back and make a difference. So I want to thank you for that as well. In addition, I'd like to just kind of echo a couple of things that we have here. Our Atreon team is an unbelievable team. You know, when I sat down, Chris mentioned it last night, we had one of our employees recognized as one of the top 10 IT practitioners in the state of Rhode Island. I'm sitting there like a proud father watching my son graduate from college or high school or something along that line. It made me very proud to be there. I want to thank our team for making this such an incredible company to work with and to work with these people on a day-to-day basis. We're fortunate and we're lucky, and I want to thank them for their efforts. The last people I want to really thank here are our sponsors. This is kind of a crazy thing to convince our sponsors to pay money to make this event happen. We're not selling something. The only selling that's going on at any level is when you guys go over there and talk to them at their booths. They've made this event possible on the belief that doing IT right is an essential function, and they believe that we are talking about doing it the right way. And so I want to thank them for taking a risk on us, taking that chance, you know, taking that risk that's very, very important, and actually making this event possible. So a round of applause for our sponsors. And well, actually, I want a piece of groundbreaking news. This is a complete off-script element here. So I was sitting here in between getting ready to start the panel discussions, between what Chris and I did in the panel discussions, and I couldn't resist. My iPad is here. Email is so easy to click over to. I checked my email, and I see a message coming from one of our employees telling us some great news. So at 2 o'clock today, we were informed that Atreon Networking Corporation is ranked the number 14th MSP in the country. So I want to thank our team for making that happen. So you will see press releases going on that. I think it's actually going to be posted on MSP Mentor tonight around 8 o'clock. So that's a major accomplishment for us. Our first year actually applying for it and actually winning that opportunity to be number 14th. Now our goal is how do we get to number 1. So that's our goal. But last but not least, I want to leave you with one important thought. This is about making shift happen. We have to shift this perspective. No one else is going to do it. It's going to come down to the people in this room. So my challenge is to you, go out and make shift happen. So thank you very much. Have a great night. See you over at CVS Scene.